Hey, welcome to this second part in the talk about batteries, especially to run your radio devices. First part talked about alkaline batteries. This part is about rechargeable batteries and the different types of rechargeables that you find on the market, because there is a big difference in the rechargeable battery market. First of all, we have two types of rechargeable batteries. We have the NiCad, which is nickel cadmium batteries. We see them less and less and less because they typically aren't really very good. They lose their charge extremely rapidly, and they also are extremely toxic for the environment because of the cadmium in the battery. And basically they're slowly disappearing from the market, which is a good thing. The only advantage there was to NiCad batteries is the fact that they can really punch, because of their low internal resistance. They can really pack a lot of energy in a very short time. So in very demanding applications, they were pretty good, I must say. Apart from that, the batteries you have are, for most part in the stores today, nickel methyl hydride battery, NiMH. They are often put on the package as NiMH batteries. And these batteries are good, better than the NiCad for most applications. Tend to have a higher power also. So what's the first feature that you want to look at when you look at nickel metal hydride batteries? Two basic types. There's the regular ones, which are like this, for example. This is a juice brand bought on the internet, but lots of very regular batteries have that nickel metal hydride typical battery. What is interesting about that is that they have different powers. So when you look at the package, look at the milliamp hour rating on the package. Typically you'll have anywhere from 1400 milliamp hour to all the way up to 3000 milliamp hour batteries. Keep in mind that I don't suggest taking anything higher than about 21 or 2200 milliamp hours. Above that, they seem to have lots of flaws, don't keep the charge well. I basically would say that I don't recommend anything higher than 2500 milliamps. What is that number? Well, that number, for example here, 2100, is the quantity of power in your battery. So it means that if you would use a device that typically uses 2100 milliamps to work, then this battery would give you 1 hour of power. And it is kind of you can actually calculate the approximate time a battery will last with that number. So if you have a device that uses 500 milliamps to work, then you know that in 2000 you get 4 times 500 to get to 2000. So that means that you'll have about 4 hours of power. So that's in the real you know, the real math world. In the real world, you'll get close. You might not get typically that time, especially if it's a very long period of time. If you have something that gets, 100 milliamps, you might not have 21 hours, because 21 times 100 is 2100. But you'll get maybe 14 or 15 hours though. So the milliamp hour rating typically tells you how much energy there's in the battery. But be careful, buying batteries that have a too high of a rating is not necessarily a good idea. The second thing that you'll notice on nickel metal hydride batteries is the fact that they have the two categories, which is the regular ones and the ones that you'll see on the packet. It says pre-charged. Now, the pre-charged rechargeable batteries are very, very interesting, because what it means is that it can keep its power for quite a long time, and that in a rechargeable battery is very important also. Example, the Rayovac hybrid here. This is an Enalong, which is a Chinese-made version of the Sanyo Eneloop. These are pre-charged when you buy them. What is interesting is that you can charge them full charge, keep them in your radio, and even if you don't use your radio for 6 months, when you'll turn it on, they're still going to be good to work your radio. As compared to the regular ones like this, which loses its power pretty fast, I would say, in a month. So if you put regular batteries, regular nickel metal hydride batteries, what you'll notice is that in 3 or 4 months, if you haven't used the radios in 3 months, for example, you might turn it on and it's just not going to turn on, or it's going to say immediately that batteries are low. So the pre-charged batteries have this very interesting feature of being keeping their charge for a very long time. Typically, most of these batteries, they say that after 1 year of storage, they still have about 75% of the energy they had when you charged them. So that means that if I charge these two batteries today and make a video in 1 year, these batteries should still have about 70 to 75% of their charge, which is good enough to have a few hours of radio. So that's a very interesting feature, and I believe today buying pre-charged NIMH battery is probably the only way to go, and that's the only batteries you should actually consider. I think that would be the important stuff here. And for the chargers, well, if you don't have a charger, you can buy a pack of pre-charged batteries and the charger that will come with it. Chargers come in 2 flavors, basically. The regular chargers, like this Energizer one here, takes about 8 hours to charge NIMH batteries. But you've got quick chargers. If you want to have your batteries faster, a quick charger like this Panasonic one will recharge your batteries in about 3 hours. And there are even quicker chargers that will typically tell you, oh, I can charge your battery in 1 hour. Now keep in mind, the faster you want to charge your batteries, the less charge cycles you'll have. A typical NIMH battery will give you anywhere from 300 to about 700 or 800 charges. If you charge them in a regular charger like this one that takes 8 hours, you will get close to the 500, 600 or 700 charges before the batteries are really bad, and then you have to change them. If you use a quick charger like this one, then you'll lower, because basically what it does is it puts a lot more power in your batteries when they're charging, and they generate more heat inside. And the more their batteries come hot when you charge them, the less charge cycles you'll be able to do. Especially with NIMH batteries, these are very sensitive to heat. And I would say stay away from 1 hour chargers. These typically will really burn down and almost cook the inside of your batteries while they're charging. And I say that if you use 1 hour chargers, I don't think your batteries will last more than about 100, 150 charge cycles before they're really dead. So be careful. with that. What's cool also about NIMH batteries, no memory effect. You can charge them when they're completely dead or halfway through. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no problem with that. They won't actually do a memory effect like the old NiCad batteries used to actually have. So don't be afraid if they're only halfway through. You can put them in a charger and just, you know, make them charge fully. What's nice is that most chargers today are, these two included here, are what we call intelligent chargers. Is that they look at the overall charge of the battery. So if the batteries are halfway full, well, they won't take the full time to charge. For example, this one takes 8 hours. If my batteries are half full already, instead of 8 hours, you'll see that your batteries in 3 or 4 hours are already going to be charged, and it's going to tell you. So these are intelligent chargers. They don't overcharge the batteries. And so this is the little tutorial on the rechargeable side of batteries. I think in most radios, if you use your portable radios a lot, I believe that most radios should be equipped with rechargeable batteries. I usually prefer, that's, you know, something that a lot of guys will notice, and usually what I want, because you can actually plug in, you know, you're at home, why not use a wall wart type adapter and plug your radio? Problem with that is that most portable radios will pick up all the electric noise from your house wiring through such a device. So when you plug it in the wall with a little wall transformer, what happens is that you basically will have much more noise in your devices, which is unfortunate. So I would kind of recommend that you should run always on batteries to have the lowest noise possible, and then not use one of those little wall warts like this one, for example. So good set of rechargeable batteries. If you have a radio that you use often, at least 2 sets of batteries will be good, because you can keep one in the charger and use your radio, and when the batteries are dead, take out the batteries and put the ones in that were charged in your radio, and have the other one charged while you're listening, so you don't miss out on anything. So at least 2 sets is a good idea. One last word of caution on rechargeable batteries is the fact that you have these cheap NIMH batteries sometimes at electronic stores or even on eBay. Try to keep away from these batteries. The cheaper you pay your batteries, usually the less they are good at working well. And I have a good tryout of these batteries. I've actually paid up to $3 or $4 for 4 batteries to actually get these cheap, and basically the cheaper you pay, the less they were good. So hey, buy the good brands and don't hesitate to pay a little more on your batteries. They will typically work better and stay in shape longer. So this was the little tutorial on the rechargeable batteries. Hope you enjoyed and learned something about it. And if you have any comments, questions, let us know. And I'll try to answer any questions you might have, so don't be afraid to ask any questions. And thanks for watching. 73.